Blackstone Audio presents William Conrad, A Life and Career by Charles Tranberg, read by Nat Segaloff. Introduction and Acknowledgments. William Conrad had a fascinating career. He began as a teenager in radio, and after the interruption of World War II, he quickly established himself as one of the top voices of West Coast radio drama. He was much in demand on shows like The Whistler, Escape, Suspense, and many others. He once boasted, with some justification, that he worked on over 7,000 radio shows. While his radio work from 1946 to 1951 was substantial, he didn't find his peak as a radio star until he was selected to play Marshal Matt Dillon on the radio version of Gunsmoke from 1952 to 1961. Matt Dillon was an iconic role, and what makes it even more impressive is that he took it on in the waning days of radio drama. Not that radio wasn't still a force, but more and more people were getting their entertainment from that newfangled medium of television. Even after Gunsmoke transitioned to television in 1955, the radio show was still a success and lasted another 6 years, with Conrad's sardonic, world-weary Matt Dillon competing against the more white-bread, heroic version of television. For many people who began with Gunsmoke on radio, there was no competition. William Conrad was Matt Dillon. Along with radio, he was a sought-after character actor in films. Between 1946 and 1959, Conrad acted in 25 films, often as a villain or the best friend of the hero. He worked with top directors and in support of some of the biggest stars in Hollywood. Among his films were The Killers, Body and Soul, and such noir classics as Tension, One-Way Street, Cry Danger, The Racket, and Five Against the House. Not that he would boycott television. Even after he was bypassed for the television part of Matt Dillon, TV being a visual medium thought Conrad was too short, fat, and bald to play Dillon. He began working on television as an actor, producer, and director, starting in the late 1950s. By the early 60s, he virtually stopped acting altogether to become, first, Jack Webb's partner in running the television division of Warner Brothers. He then became the head of his own B-movie unit at Warner Brothers in the mid-60s, producing 10 films for $1 million or less. Along with his producing and directing duties, he also still lent his voice to such projects as the classic Rocky and Bullwinkle show, and gave the weekly narration for The Fugitive, which introduced him to the world of Quinn Martin Productions. It was for Quinn Martin Productions that he began his own successful television show in 1971 as the private detective Cannon. Frank Cannon was a man who enjoyed the best.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?